Hey everybody, so today I'm doing a video on my Bissell PowerForce Helix. This model was first released in 2012 to replace the Bissell PowerForce Bagless 6583 model. And this particular one ran until late 2013 when it was replaced with the 1240 model. And the PowerForce Helix name still remains in use today, but the body design has been significantly changed to, I don't know, make it look more modern, I guess. I don't know. So I got this vacuum back in March of 2023 out of the trash, and God, it was disgusting. Go look at my latest community post. At least I think my latest community post. It had mud in the dust cup. The filters were soaked with mud. The brush roll was seized. It had mud in the brush roll. It smelled like death. It was just nasty. And you can see the tanks are still yellowed from it. This logo wasn't as faded, so was this one. The stickers, I had to scrub those off because they were basically ruined. And I hate that. I hate that. But I cleaned it up, gave it a good long bath, replaced the brush roll, replaced all the filters, and it's been working great ever since. I used it at my job for a little bit. Then I brought it home, and I use it every now and then, but not that much. A lot of people, Bissell collectors included, don't even like this model. I think it's overrated and underrated just because it's not a 6583 or 6594. You know, now is it as great as those machines? No. Was it significantly cheapened? Yes, but it still had the 10 amp motor and it still cleaned fairly decent. It still had the long crevice tool. It was still a decent $50 budget vacuum. And they certainly worked better and lasted longer than the newer ones. And this one is a testament to that because this thing sat out in a tornado for God knows how long, and it is still working just fine. So that's my verdict on the original PowerForce Helix. Overhated and underrated. While yes, significantly cheapened, doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad vacuum. So anyway, so bottom up, you got the Bissell logo right here. It would have a sticker here saying washable filters or something like that. But like I said, I scrubbed that off. 5 height adjustments, bare floor, low, medium, medium high, high. No post motor filter on this model. Well, it does have one, but you have to take the motor cover off to clean it. And it's just basically this tiny little foam piece lodged in, I think, this corner right here. But I am not about to take it out again just to find out. You've got your outer foam and inner pleated filter in here. Dust cup, unlike its predecessor, the Bissell PowerForce Bagless. Despite the fact that it still has the PowerForce Bagless on the sticker and shows it having a post motor filter, this is very clear, even though it very clearly doesn't. This comes out in a 2-part system as opposed to the original PowerForce Bagless, where the original filter was where the filter was attached to the dust cup and you had to twist it counterclockwise to access the filter. You've got your louvers up here. Okay, yeah, you've got your louvers up here. You've got the extension wand, and this was the last PowerForce Bagless that came with the full-size crevice tool. Actually, probably the last, you know what, I'm not about to say something stupid. But it was the last, this and the PowerForce Helix Turbo 68C7, which I've also done a video on, that would have ran concurrently to this. They were both the last Bagless PowerForce models to have the long crevice tool. The 1240 and 68C71 models that were released in late 2013 and ran until 2016 and ran until the summer of 2016 had the short crevice tool, and every PowerForce has had the short crevice tool since. But I know it kind of sounds like I was gassing this machine up, but I do still acknowledge that it is significantly cheap. And first of all, this was the first PowerForce to not have a hose wand and also have a significantly shorter hose than the previous PowerForce Bagless model. This is all the hose you get. So that is something that they at least should have waited until the redesign to change. Honestly, the PowerForce name might have a better reputation if they just stopped at this in the Helix, the original Helix turbo. But it is what it is. It would have a combo tool that goes right here, but that is missing. There's the on-off switch. So this is model 12B1, manufactured on the 335th day of 2012. I looked that up, I think, and I think it was like November 30th, 2012. This was also the last standard PowerForce Bagless that had the 10 amp motor. This machine was really just honestly the last of its kind, because, you know, they stuck with the 10 amp motors even after, you know, changing it to Helix. But the model that came out a year and a half, 2 years after this one had the 8 amp motor, short crevice tool, and you could just tell it was just a lot cheaper than even this somehow, you know. And also, this is going to seem kind of strange that I'm pointing this out, but this piece up here was different on the 1240 models. I really don't like those models just because that really signified a downfall once they started making those. You could argue it was this one, but this one still has the 10 amp motor and the long crevice tool, so yeah, kind of, but not really at the same time. And plus the 10 amp motors, the Chinese 10 and 12 amp motors, it might just be me, but the Chinese 10 and 12 amp motors are so freaking nostalgic. I love hearing those. And this was the last standard Bagless PowerForce that had it. So I don't really know much more to say about it, so we will go ahead and run it. I just vacuumed with the 8990 and DigiPro, and while some hair has been flying around since, I wouldn't imagine that this would be picking up very much, especially since it needs a belt. So, and you would also think me finding this literally stuck in the mud, you would also think the motor would be shot. Nope. Okay. See what I got. Yeah, like I said, not very much, considering it's literally just been vacuumed twice. So, yeah. So anyways, that was my Bissell PowerForce Helix. Hope you enjoyed.